Khalil, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good, bro. How
Welcome
about
to me,
you?
Enta.
Thank you, man.
It's
Thank
a
you for having me.
pleasure to have you on today.
Pleasure to be here, man.
Usually, when we get guests on board, we get a sense of who they are before we start, just through the days that we're talking to them. And since day one, since I reached out to you, you've been humble, you've showed me who you are as a person, and you've happily came on set with me. So it's really a huge pleasure to have you on today.
Man, you're amazing, bro. Thank you for the message, and I'm glad to be here. Let's
And
get it
me
rolling.
too.
Yeah.
So the first question is mean Enta. When translated into English, means who are you as a person? So who is Khalil Yatim?
I would say Khalil Yatim is a very kind person. He has a good heart. He's very ambitious. He's resilient, and whatever challenge comes his way, he manages to suffice above it. And I don't think there's anything he can't get through if he generally puts his mind to it. Um, I think that's Khalil Yatim in my eyes. Yeah.
You've always been like this, even as a child.
Yeah, I've always been like that. Sometimes I just needed like a push from someone else. In this case, my dad. Like even when it comes to soccer, for example, or football. Um, like whenever I'd play a bad game, I wouldn't just like give up, but sometimes I'd feel the sense of just to like stop playing and like drop dead right then and there. But then my dad on the sidelines tells me, no, keep going. You know what I mean?
So it's clear
So,
enough that your dad's a big push in your
He's a very
life.
big push in my life. Yeah.
Tell me about your upbringing. Where did you grow up?
So I was born in Lebanon,
Okay.
and when I was 2, my family and I moved to the States. We moved to I think it was first Michigan, and then it was Texas, and then it was now Boston. I live in Boston now.
Why did you move abroad?
Well, because in 2006 there was a war. I think it's called Harb Tammuz. So my family just wanted to be safe. So we moved in hopes of a better life.
So, but you were young when you moved, so it wasn't very difficult to adapt
Yeah.
culturally. So
Yeah,
it's from a
exactly.
very early age of 2 years old. So
100%.
can you remember even the move?
Can't remember
It's
anything.
very difficult.
Yeah.
How have you been able to remain true and stick to your Lebanese roots?
I think my family played a big role in the household because all they would speak at home was Arabic. You know, they just only speak Arabic, never English. Nobody ever spoke English in the house. So I think that's where I caught onto it, and ever since then I just became pretty good at understanding and talking in Arabic.
So it's always a constant reminder that you're Lebanese.
Constant reminder that I'm Lebanese.
Now, we all know you as Ozikoy. Is that the right way to pronounce it?
Ozikoy, yeah.
Ozikoy,
Yeah.
right.
That's a good way. Yeah,
Yeah,
because some people butcher it. But
How do they say it?
they say Ozikoy, or they
Ozikoy.
say yeah, mainly it's just Ozikoy.
I'm going to stick to Ozikoy. I feel it sounds better.
Yeah.
The first question is, what inspired you to start doing TikTok?
I think the main thing that inspired me was the numbers, to be quite honest. Like, I
numbers.
really wanted to go viral. I don't know what it was, but at the time, TikTok was popping.
Okay.
Everybody was on the app. This was during COVID in 2020.
Very beginning.
Very beginning. Everybody was on the app. Everyone was on their phones. There's nothing else to do. Lockdown. So I saw all these people on TikTok, everyone just blowing up, like garnering attention from millions of people. And ever since I was a kid, I would do Vine. You know what Vine was
Yeah, Vine,
before
I know.
TikTok?
It's back
Yeah,
in
and
the days.
I wanted to go viral on Vine too because I heard it was really easy. I don't know what it was. It was just a sense of like, of just seeing a million views on my screen.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. Just like a million. Like imagine a million views. Like
Million people.
Like a million people seeing your video. So then I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a shot. So I posted the first video, and it was just magic tricks. I used to do sleight of hand. I used to do card tricks, coin tricks, stuff like that. They never did well. Just a couple thousand views here and there. And then I kept posting. I kept posting. And it was the same thing. Just 1,000 views, 6,000 views. Like they were good, but it was just not good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You wanted more.
I wanted more.
So you were hungry for it.
I was hungry for it. And so I was like, okay. I was scrolling on TikTok, trying to see like what I could do, some trends. And then I see Kimokazi, he's this other content creator on the app at the time. He posted a video with his mom, his Arab mom. It was like a prank. It was like the salt and pepper prank. And I was like, okay, you know what? This is actually so cool. Let me try this with my dad. So I bring Bubba in, and I was like, hey, you want to film a TikTok? He goes, no, I don't really want to do this. It's
Typical
not.
Arab dad
Yeah, the
reaction.
Arab dad
They don't want to be
reaction.
filmed
They
for
don't want to be
anything for
filmed.
some reason. Yeah.
Exactly. But on the contrary, my dad is a very good actor. Like
Yeah.
you know Muffy Mitlo, the show
Yeah,
Muffy
yeah, yeah.
Mitlo. He used to love that show.
Yeah.
Like he used to love the characters,
Yeah.
and he kind of like imitate them in a way. So, yeah. So back to what I was saying, he was like, no, I don't want to film this, and that. And I was like, please, Bubba, it will be good. And like my dad, he doesn't want to disappoint me in a way, you know. So he was like, you know what, we'll just film one video. So I was like, okay. First ever video with my dad, it was the peeing in front of my Arab dad's car prank. And so basically we went to the parking lot. There was a parking lot right beside my house. And I grabbed a water bottle, and then I put a hole in it, and then I acted like I was peeing in front of his car, set up the camera, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, 3 million views overnight.
Overnight.
It was a.
And were you expecting that?
I was not expecting that.
So you just woke up the next morning, grabbed your phone, you're like, 3
Yeah,
million
and I was like,
views.
damn. I was like, what is this? This is crazy.
This was crazy.
Yeah.
Do you feel that this pushed you to do more videos and you felt this was like the right dynamic of what you should be putting out as content?
So the thing is, when you get numbers like that overnight, it's not normal to get those kind of numbers overnight. You know, at the time as I was getting started. So like the dopamine hit, it comes, and then you want more. So yeah, I think that's just what it was. It was just seeking for more numbers, for conquest. You know what I mean? For always trying to do your best.
How long has it been since you started this journey?
It's been 4 years.
4 years,
Yeah,
that's a
4
long
years.
time.
So I started when I was 15. I'm 19 now.
Crazy. So you mean you got 3 million views at 15 when
At
you first
15,
started?
yeah, first ever video with my
Wow,
dad.
that's crazy. Reflecting back on this journey, what are the positives and negatives of this journey?
Positives and negatives. There's a lot of positives. There's a few negatives. I mean, I feel like it's always how you interpret the negatives, you know, like, I mean, if you're the type of person that like you can't handle hate or hate comments, because that's part of the process if you want to be a content creator. That's something you just have to work on, because, you know, if people aren't hating on you, you're doing something wrong.
That's true.
You know, you have to be hated on.
If you don't get the hate, then you're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right, exactly. So hate is definitely part of the negative side. Hate comments. You're gonna lose a lot of followers for switching up your content if you ever want to switch up your content. Like your supporters won't want different content. Like let's say like I'm filming videos with my dad constantly, and then I suddenly switch it up to filming with my friends, for example. They're like, "Where's your dad? We want your dad." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean that's just part of the process. If you wanna be able to migrate from different types of content, then that's something you're gonna have to deal with.
At some point, have you ever wanted to stop?
Stop as in creating content with my dad. Not necessarily I wanted to just put things to a halt and just never come back again. But sometimes I do feel like it gets a bit repetitive, you know? Like, what can I do to shift the content? What can I do to scale more, you know? I mean, if it's the same content over and over again, they're just gonna get bored. You know, if it's the same thing in the car, then they're just gonna get bored.
So you try
It's
and
very
come up with new ideas.
Exactly.
But you've never like gotten to a point where, hey, I just want to stop. I'm done with this.
No, never.
It's never gotten
No,
there.
it's never crossed my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I do stop. Maybe I don't
You
post
pause.
for like a month or two, but then I could always come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you're posting, it's like you said, it's totally normal to receive hate or criticism or negative comments. And a lot of people online, they go overboard with it, for sure.
Yeah.
They hate.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it? Because you're exposed to like a whole different world of people who are just criticizing constantly.
Well, one thing's for sure, the Arab community hates the most. You know, they always have something to say.
They're the most judgmental.
Most judgmental. You know, they were even actually the recent video that I posted with my dad. It was with Ayman. He's this guy in Dubai. He does the what do you do for a living?
Okay.
So he came to Lebanon. We filmed a quick skit, and we had a G-Wagon, and basically in one of his previous videos, he posted, he was like, "This is how safe Dubai is. We're gonna leave my car keys." It was, in this case, it was a Rolls Royce for him in Dubai. It was like, "We're gonna leave my Rolls Royce keys on top of the car, and we're gonna come back. It's still gonna be there." So I was like, you know what, this is hilarious. Let me try this in Lebanon, because obviously, it's not as safe as Dubai. So we did that. We filmed the video. You know, my dad was like, no, you can't do this and that. They're gonna take you. They're gonna take your pants, underwear, whatever. He was just like,
yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. And then so, man, you should see the comments. Everyone loved it, but there was a lot of people hating. Like, how are you gonna talk about this? Like this is your own country, you know. Like, how are we
But
gonna
it's the
spread hate
truth.
about it? But it's the truth.
You're
You know,
bringing out the truth in a funny way.
the truth sounds crazy in a world full
I
of
think
lies.
I think especially in Lebanon, as Lebanese, we've gone through, so like, sorry to use the word, but we've gone through shit times. So you get to a point where the only way to what's it called, relieve stress and the anxiety and everything is just by humor
Humor.
and laughing. So like
Exactly.
even in this current situation, with respect to everyone, like with the war, we just try and find a way to just keep going and keep laughing and just to like try and forget about it, because honestly, we've gotten to a point where there's too much.
Yeah.
And I was saying this to someone, I said, you know, if any other country in the world or any other population was going through what we went through in Lebanon, I don't think they'll be mentally okay. As Lebanese, we're built different.
That is so true.
And I don't mean to say it, you know, egoistic because I'm Lebanese. I mean to say it because I'm living here right now. I can see with everything. I mean, a war is literally on the brink and people are clubbing at night. So it's like, it's crazy.
People are clubbing everywhere, man.
Is there pressure to remain consistent
Yeah,
with
there's a
posting?
lot of pressure. There's so much pressure. Considering I need to make this work,
Mm-hmm.
it's different when you like. It's different when you just have to pull it off, you know. Because if you have to pull it off, then you have no other option but to pull it off. So it's the pressure automatically comes with it. For example, what I mean by that is I'm in college and I don't like being in college. I don't think I'm benefiting from it. I have social media. It's going really well for me. So I have to pull this off. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
You said you started at 15. Was there any
15.
dreams before 15 of what you wanted to do in life?
Yeah, I
What
want
was
to be
it?
a professional soccer player.
Soccer player.
Yeah.
How's that worked out so far?
I was in a few clubs in the States,
Okay.
just like local. I played for my school, like my high school. I was good, but my problem was it was my stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Like I played wing, so I constantly had to get, you know, subbed out, subbed in, subbed out, subbed in. Because when I was a kid, I used to have asthma, so that played a major role. But now I don't really think I have asthma anymore.
So it's gone.
Yeah, it's only in the winter though when I play.
It went at the wrong time when you
Yeah.
just got started with this media
exactly.
journey. So, do you ever post something on your TikTok or maybe Instagram, on your socials, and regret it?
And regret it?
Yeah.
No.
You never regret everything you post, you're satisfied with.
Listen, I feel like as a content creator, you're gonna have times where you're forced to post something amazing. You know, you have to post something. You have to be a perfectionist in a way, and that's me as well. I also feel like I'm a perfectionist, but you're always one video away from changing your life. Believe it
Really?
or not. Yeah, you really are. I mean, when it comes to this day and age, like if you post a video, you can go viral overnight if it's a good video. If the algorithm really picks it up and it really likes the video, your life can change. Just like how my life changed when I posted the peeing in front of my dad's car.
I think a personal example for me is someone like Khalil.
Yeah, Cabby.
He doesn't even speak.
Doesn't even
And
speak.
he's gone so viral. I think he was a
He's like
factory worker,
yeah,
a
he's a
driver,
factory worker.
something like that. And he's, I think, in the US right now, or at least all over the world.
Yeah, he's a celebrity
touring.
now.
Or like people like Speed, people like this. Is this for you the milestone you want to reach?
I think the milestone that I want to reach in my life is being better in every realm that I possibly can be, whether that's spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, being able to protect and provide for my family. I feel like that's the goal where I want to be in life, and be well off on my own so that I can, you know, make myself proud and my dad as well. So I don't really see like the big numbers as like a milestone where I should be. Maybe, you know, content shifts me somewhere else where I sell my own brand and I become a good seller in a way, you know? Like, you never really know. But basically, the end goal for me is just to be 1% better every single day. And just, honestly, like, in life, it's a constant battle between you and yourself. It's just you versus you every single day.
For sure. You gotta work to improve yourself and not be in competition with anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever feel like you're under a spotlight? Like you can't do something wrong because you are a public figure. On TikTok, you have 7 million followers. I mean, that's more than the Lebanese population, which is crazy.
It doesn't feel like that though.
Yeah. It's just a number. It looks like
Yeah,
just
it's
such a
just a
small
number.
number, 7 with the M.
Yeah.
But if you think of it, you have more people following you than we have Lebanese in the country.
That's crazy.
We're 5 million here. So do you feel with this spotlight that's on you all the time, you can't do wrong or you can't be in certain places due to this?
No, I don't necessarily think I feel as if like I can't do wrong. I just tend to be myself, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't, then you should just stop watching. It's as simple as that. I don't feel the need to be perfect for anybody.
Okay.
I just tend to, because I know who I am as a person. I know I have a good heart. I don't.
So you're satisfied with yourself?
I am sad. No, I'm not satisfied, but I'm content.
You're content.
I'm content.
Okay.
Yeah, I can never be satisfied. There's always more to chase, more to do.
The most important question is, how did you come up with the name Ozzy? What does it mean to people who don't know? Because I personally don't know. I know you as Khalil, so Ozzy is just like, where did this name come out of?
So basically, my initials is Koi, K-O-Y.
Okay.
Khalil Usama Yatim.
Okay.
That's my initials, so K-O-Y. That's Koi. And then Ozzy, I don't know if you know this show, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know if you know that show. Do you know it?
No, I'm sorry.
Anyways, so basically there's this guy, his character. I used to watch this show when I was little. His name was Fire Lord Ozai. And I was like, Ozai, ooh. Like Ozai Koi. And I was like, Ozzy Koi. I just basically threw in the Ozai in there.
Okay, so that's how the name originated.
That's how literally the name. I was in my bed. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning. I was like watching the show. And I was like, this is a cool username.
You never thought of changing it?
No, never thought. I was like, this is the name that I'm going with.
You feel it's like a lucky name, like it's been there since the beginning? Like, are you superstitious about it? Because I am personally about certain things, yeah. I feel things have to be a certain way, and if it's like very stupid things, and based on these things, I feel things work out for me. I'll give you an example, but you're gonna laugh at me.
Yeah, give me an example.
If I change my profile picture and I started to get bad news on my phone, I feel like it's a superstition of mine.
You get bad news on your phone?
I get bad news, like shit's just going wrong, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna change it back to the old one because everything was going good then.
Got you.
Seriously, that's how superstitious I am.
One thing with me was I always had to post at a certain time on TikTok back then. And I just don't care. I think it was 4:12 or 8:13 p.m.
You were superstitious about
It was 8:13 p.m. I always had to post at 8:13 p.m.
Was there a specific reason?
I posted my most viral video around that time. It was the Baspusa video.
Okay.
Do you remember the...
You have to tell me more about the video.
So basically, the video has 98 million views
on TikTok. The one where you were hitting your dad with your shoulder.
Dad. Yeah.
Okay.
I posted that. I literally remember vividly. I was in my room. I posted at 8:13 p.m. and I was like, okay, every single video now has to be posted at 8:13 p.m.
When does it blow up? When do you get to a point like maybe is it like an hour, 2, or a day? It just starts blowing up like crazy.
Whenever a video blows up on TikTok, you could literally tell that it's blowing up.
How many views did that one get?
I think it was like 600K in an hour or 700K in an hour.
In an hour?
Yeah,
600,000 people viewed it in 1 hour.
Yeah. It was crazy. But also, I don't want people to like misunderstand me. You could also, there's also delayed explosions on TikTok. Mm-hmm. So a crazy video might go viral later down the line. It doesn't always have to be, in an hour.
So it takes time.
Yeah, sometimes it takes time, but for the most part, usually you can.
But when you get a video with like 1 million likes, do you actually get 1 million notifications on your phone?
Oh, I shut off.
You remove it purposely, or it's gonna like go crazy.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel, since you've gained a mass following, so I think you're over 300,000 on Instagram, you're 7 million on TikTok, people treat you differently, people want to be friends with you for certain reasons. Have you ever felt that in the last 4 years?
Yeah, of course.
How'd you deal with that? How do you know who's who?
Well, I feel like it's pretty simple. For me, I always had friends in the past that were always with me before I started TikTok and social media, so I still stick with them now till this day. But I feel like it's pretty easy to tell whether someone's just talking to you because you have that status or they're generally trying to be friends with you. I feel like if you really have good intuition, you could really tell. But
have you ever experienced that? Has anyone ever tried and you've dealt with that on your own?
I can't remember necessarily a certain time where that happened, but I can remember the other day I was at McDonald's. with my friends.
Here in Lebanon, or
in Lebanon.
Okay.
And this guy comes up to me. I was ordering food, and then he recognized me. He comes up to me, and he was like very close, like very, very close. Like he was like up to like just sticking in my face. He was like, aren't you Ozzy on TikTok, 7 million followers? And I was like, you and your dad. I was like, yeah. And I was ordering. I was by like the register, and I was ordering. I was like looking at him. He was like right in my face. I was like, just back up a bit. He was like, what are you talking about? And then his friend comes in, and he does the same thing. And I'm like I back up a bit, and then McDonald's worker was like right there. He was like staring. I was like, what's going on? And they were like, oh, we love you guys so much. And I was like, I appreciate you, man, but like you just gotta back up a bit. Like I want my own space. And they eventually left. But yeah, I mean, you have to know how to like deal with
It's a disturbing experience because people don't know their boundaries always.
Exactly.
And that's a problem. I think when you gain a mass following, people don't recognize that, we're just the same. I'm a person, you're a person. 100%. We're going back home. We eat food, like we do everything
100%.
the same. It's just that, okay, I have a lot of people following me, but that's because I put in the work. I feel like a lot of people don't give credit to content creators, to how much work they put in to be creative, to come up with new ideas. Yeah. Personally, I was looking at it this way. With the podcast that I'm hosting, it's not as difficult because all I have to do is just get a different guest from a different background and talk to them about a different topic. But as a content creator, you have to look for a new idea every few days to post. And that's very difficult. And you're put under a lot of pressure. So I can just imagine what it's like.
Yeah, man, no, it gets very, very difficult sometimes. There's a lot of pressure that comes with it, as I was saying before. But at the end of the day, building your own personal brand is one of the best things you could do.
Is that what you're working on now?
I am, yeah. I'm currently developing something this summer that I hope to release soon before I leave back to the States. Yeah, bro, no, it gets very hard.
So where did this idea of a personal brand come in?
I think when you have a personal brand, you have more time freedom. I feel like because in the traditional like educational system, you're in class, you're forced to like ask to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? You have to raise your hand. Like you're very tied down. You know what I mean? Even when you're let's say you're working corporate, you're in an office. There's certain rules you have to follow, and there's not necessarily time freedom or location freedom at all. So the main thing that I'm searching for is time freedom and location freedom, but at the same time providing a lot of value to the world. Because the only way you can really make money is providing value.
Merchandising. Yeah. Also is one of them. But like, what got the idea? When was it like it hit you? Like, I got to start this up.
I think it's when like I started to kind of like it was a few years down the line from when I was like plateauing on TikTok, like maybe like last year.
Okay, so you got the idea right then.
Yeah, I got the idea. Like I need to like scale more. I got to do something.
Okay, how has TikTok impacted your relationship with your father?
I feel like we've always been close. Ever since I was a kid, he'd help me like he'd tell me how to like curve the ball when I shoot it. You know what I mean? Like he always goes, "You have to screw the ball. You have to screw the ball." But yeah, we've always been close. But I feel like it has brought us closer. Because sometimes when I don't film a video or when I don't feel like filming, like he's on me. He's like, we need to film a video. We need to film a video. So he also keeps me accountable because he loves making videos. He loves making people laugh. So
explain to me this. You said the first video you had posted with your dad got, I think, 3 million views.
3 million, 2 million.
Overnight.
Yeah.
Did you come to him the next? Can you explain to me like what happened? How did you break the news to him? How was his reaction? Because a lot of parents don't really understand what millions of views are or what social media is.
That's a good question. I really cannot remember, but I think it went a little something like this. Like I showed him the video, and he was like, oh wow, whatever. And he would like he downloaded TikTok from his phone, and he started like reading the comments. And then also I don't know if you know, but like people can duet your video. So if you click on the sound, you can see duets. And one of our most viral videos, it was like act like James Charles in front of your dad. Basically, so many people duetted it. Like James Charles himself also duetted it.
Really? Yeah. Your own video?
Yeah, he duetted the video. He was like, I'm tired of people trying to like think I sound like this or whatever. Like this, he's just throwing shade. But yeah, he was just looking at the duets. Like he loved to like see people's reactions to the videos and the comments, and he'd start laughing. You know what I mean? And then he wanted to do more and to do more. And so. Do
you feel that encouraged him to go into it more with you? Did you explain to him like this is what you want to do, or you were just maybe making a few more videos and see where it's gonna go?
To who?
To your dad, because he is, he's part of the project with you
Yeah.
that you're personally doing on TikTok.
Yeah.
Most of your videos are with your dad, and you guys as a duo make a perfect duo. So you're the funny one, he's the angry one. You're the one that like teases him, and he's the one that like reacts. So do you feel with your dad, after he saw the boom and surge in views and likes, it motivated him to do this with you? Or were you just at a point where I'm gonna do some more videos, see where this goes? Was it serious at the beginning, or?
I think when my dad knew there was a lot of people, there was a lot of eyes on us, then he wanted to kind of do more.
Mhm.
But I also think in the back of my head, like, let's say if the roles were reversed, if the situation was turned, if we didn't have that many eyes on us, I feel like he still helped me out just to try to like see where things go.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But of course, the views encouraged it.
Of course,
It's probably
yeah.
a factor, but he would have done it just out of the love of his own heart.
Exactly.
Do you ever feel that your videos have given people joy, laughter, positivity?
Yeah, of course. I get a lot of emails and messages on Instagram telling me like, you make me laugh. Like, thank you for making my day. Like, your dad's hilarious. So it's always a good feeling knowing that you made someone's day with your video.
Does that make you happy? Does it satisfy you inside? Maybe even push you to go further on?
Yeah, I mean, when you live in a world full of hate and lies and challenges and trials and tribulations, and it's always good to put a smile on someone's face once in a while. So
Now, I want to move on to a part of the podcast, which is personal questions.
sure.
I already feel I know the first answer to this question. Who is your role model in your life? I feel I can guess the answer.
My dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had to name someone else, is there no one else?
No, I can't really think of anybody.
So your dad is
Yeah.
everything to you. It's great to see the relationship you guys have. I think a lot of people in the Arab world don't have it.
I mean, I can't really speak on like people in the Arab world, but I
Yeah.
can speak on myself. Like, I know how I was raised, how my dad raised me, how my parents raised me. Like, he's always been there to like support me in anything that I do, but he's always been there to like set boundaries on stuff that I do as well.
Mhm.
Like, just to teach me like, this is wrong, this is right. You can't cross this line. Have fun with your life, explore new things. But these are your priorities. You have to like do X, Y, and Z. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So he's always been a good role model.
So he's more than just a father, he's also a friend,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
brother,
He's my
and
best friend,
everything to you. What is something that your dad, let's use the word like planted in your raising, he put it in you, taught you this at an early age, that one day when you have children of your own, I know it's still early, but hopefully one day, that you would want to put the same principle or that same thing, that same lesson into them?
Be resilient.
Resilient. So
And don't give
resilience.
up.
I love that answer.
Never give up on anything you do, because you're always one step away. You're this close. Just when you think like everything's just not working, in this case in TikTok, you're one video away from blowing up.
Being on TikTok, it takes a lot out of your time. So how do you balance your personal life to the content creator life? What's the balance?
Well, the balance is obviously you have to take care of your health, your mental health, your physical health. I feel like that comes before anything. If this is your job and content creating is your full-time job, then balance is key. You have to. Well, what I do is I wake up, I tend to go to the gym first thing in the morning, and then if I have class that day, like I'll go to class, and once I finish everything, like I'll film a video or two. Some days I won't even film, but it's really all about balancing the wheel as much as you can, and yeah.
Do you ever feel you have to wait till you get that sense of creativity in you? Because like, how'd you come up with these ideas, man? It's like so many. How many videos have you posted so far? It's crazy.
Posted so many videos. I used to go through accounts as well. Like, cause I would think I was shadow banned. So believe it or not, Ozzy Koi wasn't the first account that I've created.
Okay.
I've created multiple in the past, and I would upload a sleight of hand tricks. And even if you scroll down all the way down, you still see like the sleight of hand tricks that I posted. But I used to post a lot more on other accounts that I previously deleted because I thought I was shadow banned. So I would make a new account every time a video didn't do well, and make a new account until I got Aussie Core and I switched up the content. So it's never about being shadow banned. It's just about throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks, and then you go from there. But back to the question you were asking. What was it?
I forgot it also. I'm not gonna lie.
I forgot it as well. Going on a tangent.
How has fame impacted your life? Do you consider yourself famous?
I consider myself relevant in Lebanon,
Okay.
but I don't see myself as like famous. You know?
What about in the US? Do you feel you're relevant? Do people know who you are?
No, not at all. It's always in Lebanon where
Seriously?
yeah.
But
I never get
the
recognized.
millions of followers, can you see the demographics where they're based?
It's the United States mostly.
Really?
Yeah, but I just don't go anywhere, honestly. I go
Okay.
home, I go to the gym, come back.
Very low-key life.
Yeah.
I think you've showed me throughout this podcast that you're thriving for more success in your life. And right now you're still at the very beginning. But up to this point, do you feel you're successful in your life?
I feel like I've accomplished things in terms of growth on social media, gaining an audience, building important relationships, getting my mental health right. But at the end of the day, there's always more, because you know this, as a man, there's always more things to achieve. Like you always feel that innate like conquest like, inside of you to, like,
Conquer.
to do more things.
Yeah,
You know what
you
I
want
mean?
everything.
You want everything. For me, there's always more to achieve. I still have a lot more on my plate to take down. So we'll see how that goes.
Can being under the public eye drain your mental health? And how do you deal with it?
Well, first things first, the only true thing you have control over in life is your thoughts. That's the only thing you have control over. You know, you can't control whether your heart stops beating or not. You can't control the weather, but you can control the decisions you make the certain day that is bestowed upon you. So you can just operate in a different realm whenever you want.
I've heard that word a lot on your Instagram realm. You love that word.
You operate in a different realm.
Yeah.
Like if you're sad, just don't be sad. You switch your mindset. You don't be sad. Unless it's something tragic, like a family member dies, and yeah, of course you can mourn that. But there's really nothing to be sad about if nothing bad really has happened in your life.
What is your coping mechanism in life? People have positives and they have negatives. So if you want, I can give an example. When people have negative coping mechanisms, maybe they drink, they do drugs, they do things like these, which isn't right. And positive is more when someone goes for a run, when they're stressed, or they read, or they do anything that's going to impact them positively just to get rid of that stress. What do you do?
I go to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, I lift some weights.
That's the first solution to
That's
every
the first
problem.
solution. Yeah, if I'm angry or I'm like stressed out, I go to the gym and I lift some weights. It's like a big stress reliever for me.
Are you currently happy in your life?
I'm content. Yeah, happiness is a feeling. It comes and goes. It fleets. You know.
Well, right now, what do you think is missing in your life?
That's a good question. What's missing in my life? Focus.
In what way?
And scaling content as much as I can. Yeah. I feel like I could be monetizing a lot better, and I'm not doing so. So I just need to like lock in, focus, and see what I can do to further scale that.
Does being a content creator help you financially? I know it's a personal question, but it's something I personally want to know also.
Sure. Well, the thing for me is I've never really had a real job.
Okay.
I've never had a real job.
Okay.
I've never like worked at a certain place. I've always made my money through social media. So, yeah, it's helped me a lot. I mean, that's how I make my money.
So you can monetize off your
Oh
social
yeah,
media.
you can make
sure.
you can make a lot of money from social media if you know what you're doing. But I'm in the current stage of my life where I need to find more routes in terms of in terms of income.
You want to diverse.
Diverse,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Do you feel being at this level of popularity has put you in touch with other people that are popular?
Yeah. I think that being at a certain level, you acquire a lot of attention and also you acquire a lot of connections. I feel like connections are very, very important.
And you've built those connections over these few years.
Connections over time with a bunch of content creators. You know, I don't know if you knew, but Sneeko, he came to Lebanon.
Yeah. I think Arab brought him.
An Arab brought him.
Okay.
And I was friends with Arab.
Okay.
And so basically Arab connected me to Sneeko. And so, it's all about connections, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
And how are you in connection with Arab?
He hit me up on Instagram
Okay.
like a couple years ago. He was like, "You're putting Lebanon on the map. Let's break the ice. Here's my number. This and that." So
Okay, so you guys just became friends.
yeah, we just became friends. Ever
I think
since.
you can relate a lot and everything that's going on because you're all in the same domain, one
Yeah,
way or another.
we what is it called? Diaspora. When
Mhm.
when you're born in your country and then you move.
Yeah.
Diaspora. Yeah.
This is something you posted publicly and something a lot of people wanted me to ask. Do you have someone in your life?
Do I have someone in my life? Like a relationship?
Because you
I
took
do.
it to TikTok, the
Yeah,
post
yeah.
twice, I think, if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong. And actually, I saw this yesterday night. Before I went to bed, I was just randomly on TikTok and I saw a video. It was something about it. I think it was financially responsible or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
I just made the link. So I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I'm not wrong. So do you have someone in your life?
I do.
Can
I
you
do.
walk us through that? If you don't
Well,
mind.
yeah. So I tend to keep relationship stuff private,
But you went
uh,
to TikTok with it and you posted.
I went to TikTok with it because it's just I want to see how the video would
Mhm.
do. You know what I mean? But she also wanted to make a few TikToks, so I said, why not? It's summer, we'll have some fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, she's an amazing person.
Okay.
Amazing person.
And you've the video was I saw also was long distance.
Long distance, yeah.
Okay, so you've been doing that for how long?
Been doing that for well, it's about to be a year, basically. Yeah,
That's a long time. How difficult is long distance?
it's very difficult. Very difficult.
And is it okay to ask, is she okay with you being this public? Is this something that bothers her or?
I prefer not to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't want to get you into any
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. What is the most challenging experience you've ever faced?
Challenging experience? It's a really good question.
Take all the time you need.
Like a situation?
Whatever way you define it.
I think
What
I'd
was
like
a
to-
challenging phase in your life that you can't speak about, if that's okay with you?
I think it was graduating high school. I never had a problem with graduating, but it was just like I didn't know what to do right after because I have this following, I have this big machine, but I just don't know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still in that phase right now. I have a big audience, but I'm not monetizing well. I'm not making that much money off of it. Not in a bad way. Like people think like, oh, you're making money off of your audience, but it's completely ethical. Your favorite content creator is also making money off of you.
Of course.
So
Have you ever reached out to someone to help teach you how to do this?
yeah, I've tried to talk to a couple people, but that wasn't that much of help because
I feel like when you're in the same line, people aren't that helpful.
yeah, man, I don't know. I'm currently in works with what's it called, Wolf of Bay.
Yeah.
Jad
Jad.
Fakhani.
Yeah.
Fakhani. Yeah, so he's helping me out with something really cool.
Okay.
I don't want to talk too much about that yet, but
We got a hint.
yeah.
This will be on the teaser for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to let this blow up a bit. Tell me something about you that most people don't know.
People, when they usually meet me, they think I'm this like egotistical, like arrogant person because I have a following. But when they truly sit down and get to know me, they just realize that, I'm not actually that. I'm actually like a really nice person.
So people have the wrong impression of you.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
Does that bother you?
No, not at all. Just like I know who I am as a person, so I think it's very, very hilarious actually to kind of like look back and just
People
see.
judge by the
People
cover.
judge a lot, man.
Especially by the cover.
Yeah.
Can you share a moment in your life where you've truly felt proud of yourself?
Yeah, when I hit 1 million followers.
Okay, that's
on
the most
TikTok,
important
it was
thing.
because man, really, like I was like back then in 2020. It was October. I think it was what was it? October 20th of 2020. I hit 1 million followers on TikTok, and then November it was 2 million. December 3 million, and then same
It was
month.
just growing
it
within
was
months.
every month was 1 million followers. So December, it was 2 million followers. Like December was crazy for me. So I went from 3 million from 2 million to 3 million to 4 million in the month of December. So in 2020.
Okay, that's 4 years ago.
Yeah, so that was that was like wow, like I'm growing rapidly, you know what I mean?
Mm.
That's a really good accomplishment for me.
So you're very proud of yourself then.
Yeah.
I think what I like about your TikToks is that you're not very, I think a lot of TikTokers do a mistake where they're very public about their personal life.
Yeah, I'm not that
And I
public.
think what you do is you have a right balance that like, okay, I'm going to create content, give you guys a good time, but at the same time, what's going on behind the scenes, that's my business.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do the mistake to expose themselves too much and then they end up being criticized or hated for that. And I don't think anybody should know what's going on in your own home.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you do content for full time, it's totally up to you whether you want to share your personal life or not. But me, I tend to keep it a bit, private to myself. And I only like share things that I want people to see, you know?
I believe in something. I believe every person has a calling. Do you believe your calling was social media, doing media, impacting people's lives?
I've always wanted to be a content creator because like, when I talk about Vine,
Yeah,
when I was talking
it was
about
a young
Vine,
age.
bro, I supposed skits like
Mhm.
of just myself on YouTube, but I deleted them. I wish I didn't delete them.
Mhm.
We were like throwing up on the podcast,
Mhm.
but basically I had this one skit. It's called The What Guy. Like I would sit down on my kitchen table, I would film myself on my like iPhone 4, and then I would what's it called? I'd film myself and I'd be talking to like me and I'd be like, "Hey, you want to go out for dinner?" And I flip the camera
Mhm.
back to myself as I'm like talking to like the same person. We had like different shirts on.
Yeah.
And then I go, "What?" And then I flip it back to me. I'm like, "So I say you want to go out for dinner?" It's like, "What? What?" So it was like basically the what guy the skit was, he just always kept repeating the same word. And it was so stupid, but looking back at it, it's like I've always loved to create.
But
whether
now
it's
you're
like,
just on the professional path in a more.
now yeah, I'm
It's now
trying to
it's
get
a
there.
way to actually work on it and monetize off it.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some values or principles that you live by? Because in this, just in the last 30, 40 minutes, I feel, I hope I'm right, that you're a person that's very recently or in the last few years, you've been working on yourself a lot to try and get to a different level as a person. And I think your mental age is much older than who you are.
Yeah, well, I'm 19 now, and
19.7 million, it's just the beginning. It's
it's
crazy.
just the beginning. Throughout all my life, I've been disrespected a lot because when I was a kid, I used to be really fat. Like I used to
Okay.
have,
Really?
yeah, I don't
Doesn't
know.
show.
Really,
It doesn't show.
I used to be really
Not
fat.
at all.
And I used to like be very insecure about my body and
Okay.
stuff. I go to school, like I tried to play soccer, and like I couldn't run that much, so like people would like kind of like bully me, like in elementary school,
Finding
middle
hard to
school.
believe you right now.
Yeah. And so like I've been disrespected a lot in my life. So like the last thing I want is people to think they can like disrespect me and get away with it or step on me like that. So I don't take disrespect, even like the slightest of disrespect, and for anybody. You know what I mean? I don't want to be stepped on again. And so it's all about like knowing your value, knowing who you are as a person, and knowing your worth at the end of the day.
Do you
So-
feel you got the last laugh right now of where you are and where the people who disrespected you are right now?
Oh man.
It's not a good way to look at it, but everyone wants to look back
Yeah.
at someone that disrespected them or did them wrong and be like, okay, I'm here right now, where are you?
Yeah. I mean God knows best, you know what I mean? Like he put them in that position for a reason. He put me in this position for reasons because I've never really done bad to the world, so
Mhm.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
How important is religion to you?
It's really important.
Feel it gives you peace inside?
It does. Also, praying 5 times a day, really, it's a disciplinary
Okay.
action. When the call to prayer happens, you have to pray, and
And
it creates more.
safe
more
to say you
guys.
pray 5 times a day.
I try to.
Okay, you try
try
to.
to,
Okay,
yeah.
we're all in that same boat.
Yeah.
What is a quote that resonates with you?
Oh man, there's this quote I saw yesterday, and I was in shock. It went a little something like, I don't know if I can remember it properly.
Try your best.
Something about there's never a right time. It's just time and what you do with it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a really good
Yeah,
quote.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just you got to make up your own decisions and see what
Exactly.
happens. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
By the way, this is a really good podcast. Really good
Thank you. I
questions.
appreciate it,
Yeah.
man. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're gonna put this in the teaser for sure.
Yeah. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Damn. With my dad. In 5 years with my dad.
With your dad, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Realistically, I see myself as a person that just got better every single day. You know,
Self-improvement is important
self-improvement
to
is
you.
really, really important for anybody. Just to better yourself, because, you know, why be average when you can be exceptional? So
I love that. If you could go back all the way to the beginning of this journey, what would you change or do differently?
nothing.
Keep it the same way?
Keep it the same way.
Is there a reason why? You're just content with everything that's happened, the way it's played out?
No, I just don't think anything really needed much changing. I feel like everything had to happen a certain way for me to be in this position. So, you know, I'm grateful. You know, I'm healthy. I'm living, breathing. I'm good.
Hopefully, you're always going to be like that. Much
Inshallah.
better. In the podcast, recently, we started to do something new, which is when we're getting a guest, we release on our Instagram, and we're getting the specific guest. If you have a certain question you want to ask, if you have a certain message you want to send. This time around, I didn't release your name. I don't know if you saw it. I just said we have someone that's living abroad, international, coming on, because in the country we're living in, we have to take it day by day. So I don't want to jump the gun and say, you know, Khalil is coming on Monday, and it doesn't end up working. And I always tell my friends, just between me and them, who I'm getting. So there's a personal friend of mine that's a few years older than me, and I told him I'm getting, you know, Khalil Aussie Koi. And if you have anything you guys want to say, we deliver it in the podcast as a personal message. Of course, it has to be good enough. So he wrote a personal message, but he asked not to be named, so I'm going to have to respect him.
Sure.
I'm going to read it out to you. It's going to be a bit long. Khalil, a few years ago, I lost my father to cancer. It's been hard these last few years, but watching you over the last year or two has brought a sense of happiness and joy to my life. I thought watching you and your dad would make me upset, reminding me of the absence of my father in my life. But watching you has actually just brought me so much happiness and a glimmer of joy and positivity. You might think your videos are just a comedic skit, but they're more to many. They are more than that. Keep doing what you do and all the love.
Oh wow.
See how important? It's crazy. And I wanted to deliver this message because I personally felt that maybe in your shoes, just starting up, you might think it's like, we're just making jokes here, but it's grown. But there's actually people out there going through real problems.
Yeah, very, very hard.
And this content, this just people laughing, can actually help them from going through such a difficult day. Do you have anything to say to that? If you only got tissues right there.
I'll have to grab some. No, I'm in awe, you know what I mean? I received messages like that in the past, but you know, it's like I'm grateful to be in this position where I can put a smile on people's faces when they need it the most. So
I was really happy when I received this message, and I just felt it'd be right to tell it to you on set.
Amazing,
especially so we could catch with all 3 cameras the genuine reaction of you. So I'm glad.
Tell your friend, he's watching this, right? Probably.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thank you for the message, and you know, I'm sorry. I'm really my condolences that you're going through hard times right now, but you know, you're gonna be okay. Like it's life, happens. So
for sure. Last 3 questions of this podcast. Number 1, what is your advice to all upcoming content creators right now?
Well, my advice would be to stay consistent and to throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks, and move along with that. For example, I used to post magic tricks, and they never really did that well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I posted videos with my dad, and they did really well. I also posted, before the dad videos, I used to also post like skits.
Mm-hmm.
They never did well as well. And then I posted my dad, did really good. So it's all about like throwing stuff at the wall, see what sticks, and then move along with it. So
stay consistent.
Stay consistent. Find the trends. Add your own spin to it. Don't be afraid to be yourself on camera. you know, it's gonna take a lot of work, especially if you're camera shy. But you'll adapt. You'll get used to it, and it's being content creator is just one of the best jobs you can have, to be honest. If you have like a nice passion for it, so it gives you a lot of time freedom, location freedom.
What is your advice to the Lebanese people who are going through economically very difficult times, a time of war? Everyone is just, you know, it's mentally draining. What's your advice to all of them collectively?
You know, Allah is the best of all planners. You know, whatever happens to the country would happen to the country. But people have to understand that, like us Lebanese people, as you were saying before, you know, we'll
We're
go through
built for
tough.
this shit.
We're literally built for this shit. So you're gonna go through like the thing is we go through a bunch of stuff, but we still manage to smile at the end of the day. We still manage to laugh. As you said, people were clubbing in like Faraya, like 3 a.m. as
Crazy.
like the
Yeah.
border was getting bombed. You know what I mean? So we've always been strong people, and just to keep their head ups in times of crisis. So
I love that. Mean Enta in one word. Who is Khalil Yatim in one word?
resilient.
I love that. Khalil, I love this interview, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
your time,
man.
brother.
You're amazing,
Thank you, man.
You're amazing.